time to pick June's TBR. So let's pick and see what we get for the month of June. So last month I picked 6 books and I read 4 of them. So I don't think that's too bad. I've had a pretty shit reading month, to be honest, whereas in one of the clips I was saying, yeah, I'm gonna read loads, there's 2 bank holidays, bollocks. I didn't. So I think I'm gonna stick with 6 again and we'll see where we go from there. So my little books are in my bowl, so I'm just gonna pick one. They're all falling out, this is ridiculous. Ooh, so this is You'd Look Better as a Ghost by, I can't even see who it's by, and I don't even know where it is. Okay, that's a good start. I can't see it. That's really poor quality. So right, I'm gonna get this up and see what this is about. So this is by Joanna Wallace, just in case anyone was wondering. And this says, I have a gift. I see people as ghosts before they die. Of course, it helps that I'm the one killing them. The night after her father's funeral, Claire meets Lucas in a bar. Lucas doesn't know it, but it's not a chance meeting. One thoughtless mistyped email has put him in the crosshairs of an extremely put-out serial killer. But even before they make eye contact, before Claire lets him buy her a drink, before she takes him home and carves him into little pieces, something about that night is very wrong, because someone is watching Claire, someone who is about to discover her murderous little hobby. The thing is, it's not sensible to tangle with a part-time serial killer, even one who is distracted by attending a weekly bereavement support group and trying to get her art career off the ground. Claire will do anything to keep her secret hidden, not to mention the bodies buried in her garden. Let the games begin. Oh, that sounds sick. But I don't know where it is. Oh, it's up there. It's a trade paperback. That makes sense because that's Eat, Slay, Love. So that's exciting. So I'm looking forward to reading that one. Right, book 2. I'll pick from the bottom if I can. Right, what have we got? We've got The Recipient by Audrey J. Cole. This must be a Kindle one because I haven't got a clue what it's about. So I'll be back now. Apologies if you can hear the dog barking outside as well, or the fan, or the washing machine. So, Sergeant Wade McKinnon knows who killed Samantha the moment he arrives at her crime scene. Problem is, he watched her killer die a year ago. A year after serial killer Michael Rhodes is executed and allowed to donate part of his brain as an organ transplant, Wade gets called to a murder scene that shares uncanny similarities to those of the late Michael Rhodes. Other than similar killings happening around Seattle, and Wade seems to be the only person still alive who knows enough about Michael Rhodes' murders to be able to replicate them. When evidence found at one of the crime scenes points to Wade as a killer, he races to find the real culprit before it's too late to clear his own name. Elle is overjoyed when her husband, Brian, receives a life-saving organ transplant. Their lives seem to return to normal, but Elle notices a disturbing change in Brian's behaviour. When Elle learns that her husband's organ donor was Michael Rhodes, she fears that Brian now has the mind of a serial killer. That sounds sick. That's quite an original concept as well. I'm quite looking forward to reading that one. It's got 4.4 star rating, over 6,000 reviews, so that's exciting. So that is book 2. Right, time for book 3, nearly halfway. What have we got? Every Missing Thing by Martin Ford. So this is going to be another Kindle book. So Every Missing Thing is about 10-year-old Ethan Clarke's disappearance gripped the nation. Just as his parents are starting to piece together a life after Ethan, their world is ripped apart once more when their daughter, Robin, disappears in almost identical circumstances. They've lost 2 children within a decade, and now doubts about their innocence are setting in. Detective Sam Maguire's obsession with the first case cost him his own family, but he has unfinished business with the Clarks. He is convinced that discovering what happened to Ethan holds the key to finding Robin, but what if the Clarks know more than they're letting on? With the world watching eagerly, the clock is ticking for Sam as he embarks on an investigation that forces him to confront his own demons, To uncover the truth, he must follow a trail of devastating deception, but the truth always comes at a cost. We love a missing family trope. That's exciting. So that is book 3. So 3 down, 3 to go. What have we got? The House Guest by Mark Edwards. So let's see what that's about. Right, so The House Guest is about when British 20-somethings, Ruth and Adam, are offered the chance to spend the summer house-sitted in New York. They can't say no. Young, in love, and on the cusp of professional success, they feel as if luck is finally on their side. So the moment that Eden turns up on the doorstep, drenched from a summer storm, it only seems right to share a bit of that good fortune. Beautiful and charismatic, Eden claims to be a friend of the homeowners who told her she could stay whenever she was in New York. They know you're not supposed to talk to strangers, let alone invite them into your home, but after all, Eden's only a stranger until they get to know her. As suspicions creep in that Eden might not be who she claims to be, they begin to wonder if they've made a terrible mistake. Oh, I've heard a lot about this one and I'm so excited to read it. I think this would honestly be like my worst nightmare. Like, why the fuck? It gives me the vibe of The Purge. You know, the first Purge, when they that kid lets the guy come into their house even though that group of people are trying to kill him. Oh, is that the Purge? Yeah, it must be The Purge. It must be the first Purge. I don't know, I haven't watched any of the others because they terrified me. That's how much I'm a scaredy cat. But no, I'm really excited for that one. So far we've got 1 physical and 3 Kindles, so that's quite good. So for book 5, we have got... What have we got? Ooh, Run on Red by Noel W. Illy. Is that... The photo's not very good. I'm excited for this one because I've heard... I've seen quite a lot about this. And I'm sure Carly's recently read it, but I can't remember if she enjoyed it or not. So let's see what this one's about. Right, 2 women, a rural country road, no phone signal for miles, a terrifying game of cat and mouse. By the time Laura and Olivia notice the headlights tailing them through the hills, it's too late. What seems at first like a case of road rage quickly unfolds into a heart-pounding chase and a battle for survival. Who are the men in the truck? What do they want? And can Laura and Olivia outrun and outsmart them long enough to call for help, even if it means taking their chances in the hills on foot? Why would you go on foot? As their situation grows more perilous, the girls realise that the real terror has only just begun, but flight won't save them from their pursuers. If they're going to make it home alive, they'll have to fight. Oh my God. That's going to have me stressed. I already know that for sure. And the last book we're going to pick for the month of June is... Just yeeted one out the bar. Get one from the bottom. Oh, God, falling out. Oh God, another stressful one. So this is, I put it on backwards as well, Falling by TJ Newman, which I'm sure this is probably a good time to read it as any because I'm not going on holiday anytime soon. So I won't have to have like, is it Plain Panic? Is this? I think I'm thinking of the right book. Let me just see what this one's about first. Oh, kind of. So you just boarded a flight to New York. There are 143 other passengers on board. What you don't know is that 30 minutes before the flight, your pilot's family was kidnapped. For his family to live, everyone on your plane must die. The only way the family will survive is if the pilot follows his orders and crashes the plane. Enjoy the flight. Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I also realised I didn't tell you what June's book club pick of the month is, and that is The Midnight Train by Matt Haig. Obviously I had to get a special edition. So, oh, but look, it's even got a ticket. How cute is it? So this says, when your life flashes before your eyes, what will matter most? For Wilbur, it was his time with Maggie, the love of his life. Their honeymoon in Venice before he threw it all away. Years later, on the brink of his own death, a train arrives. It can take Wilbur back in time to relive his most important moments. Soon he realises just how much he might have changed. Oh. And it's not a very long one, I don't think. Was it 200? oh, it's like 280 pages, so that's good, but it'll probably break my heart in two. So that's my book club pick, and they're the 6 books that I'll hopefully actually read in June. So thank you for watching.